All right, good morning, everybody. We're going to be starting in about 10 minutes. Let's start marshalling your swimmer today. Yeah, let's test.
All right, good morning, folks. This is... Oh, why do we have two microphones? Maybe we'll try this. Morning, folks. This is Mike, Common Guy Sports. We're going to be going live shortly. A little delay here in getting started. The meet did not start on time. It's starting at 8:40-ish. They gave about a 10-minute warning a couple minutes ago. Just getting situated here. Let's get some housekeeping done. This is a boys-only session of the Schools Out 2025, so we'll have all even number events during this, starting with event number 2, boys 910 200 freestyle relay. Bottom right of your screen, that is the event we're going to be starting with. Should see some of the boys coming across your screen. Let's see a couple things. So we're swimming a 25-meter course. We're going to be going left to right in the section of pool here. Starts will all start at the left-hand side. There are some 25s in here. If we look forward, event number 8. So our 4th event of this session is a 25. So the boys will start at that left-hand side. We'll see. Let's give you So we'll start with this camera. They'll be on the blocks. And then I have another camera pointing at the right-hand side of the pool. To give you that better visual, if you are here on deck with us, this is the left-hand side start blocks. Lane 1 closest to us, lane 6 furthest away. So we should see the teams lining up. They will swim left to right. So if there is a 100-meter, and again, this is a meter configuration here, so the times will be a little slower relative if you're used to yards and so on. Put that on top. Put it on top so it doesn't get wet. Some water might come. No, the water might splash off the pool. So it's a meter config. So if you're used to times, and again, we don't have a scoreboard, so I won't be displaying times, but you can look it up in Meet Mobile. So on a 25 race, they will start at this left-hand side, go to the right side. For a 100-meter relay, 4 swimmers, each swimmer swimming 25 meters. We will have swimmers starting at that right-hand side. All right, the chat's open. If you have questions, I understand, everybody's a younger swimmer, so maybe this is your oldest child and you're new to swimming. While we're outside, and this is, quote, a summer meet, very similar structure as if we were inside swimming in a traditional 25-yard pool. All right? So, again, I'll start here. One of the feedbacks I've gotten over time is some people prefer seeing faces, so seeing the actual swimmers' faces versus above. So I put a camera here. Let me change this a little. So from this view, lane 1 will be at the left. So you can see the swimmers' faces as they start. Again, this is a relay, so you're seeing groups of 4 behind the block. The other thing I do from an overhead view, and this is a lot easier in a traditional pool, I do have the ability to do the names so you see the lane assignments. So I've traditionally done this view, and reason being, if you're new to swimming, sometimes you can't associate a lane with a name. And again, this is relays, so these are team names. When we get into individual races, those will be individual names. So that's one thing I can do, and I might do during the meet, so not to be confused. So that data you see there, lane 1, if we just look at lane 1, RY, RY is the abbreviation for Ridgewood YMCA. So that's their B team. So lane 1, RY-NJ, that's just the way the naming works for YMCA, the -NJ. B is their B team. So as you see up in lane 4 is the RY A team. And then the time is their seed time. So swimming's all about having seed times, basically the time you've swum this in the past. It allows the software to group everybody together with similar times, and I'll explain that more when we get into individual races because it'll somewhat make more sense. I'm going to do something real quick. So Coach Fred's son, here he is on the left-hand side yesterday. That's his son, Graydon. Got his black belt yesterday, so shout out to Graydon and Coach Fred from Westfield. So I'll do that again later, but I just wanted to make sure we didn't forget. All right, again, we're starting with event 2, boys. And one other thing, bottom right of your screen, you see that white text with the blue background. In there, if you kind of decipher it a little, so it's finals. We're not doing any prelims. These are just finals, one race. So it's event 2, boys, 9-10, 200 freestyle relay. It's meters. That 11 and 2 in there is 11 entries, 2 heats. So 6-lane pool. 11 divided by 6, we got 2 heats. All right, so that's my quick run through. On your screen, a couple things. Top left, that'll be the swimmers. Since we don't have a scoreboard, I'm putting that up there. That is the swimmers in the pool. So that yellow text, a little hard to read in this view, a little easier here. That yellow text is the swimmers in the pool. Orange text top right is going to be the next race. So all this information is in Meet Mobile. You can download that for your phone, tablet. And you can look up Schools Out 2025, and you can find out where your swimmer of interest is swimming, what event, what heat. So what I do is give you a look ahead. So on that top right, I'm just updating that now, that next race will be heat 2 for this event number 2. All right, so there's events, which is basically the grouping of a particular distance, age, and so on. And then within that, there's heats. So we're going to race first here, heat 1 of 2. That is the yellow text on the top left. Heat 2 of 2 is on the top right. And then after this race completes, in a sense, that orange text you see on the top right is going to get shifted to the left, top left. If you're familiar with seeing a scoreboard for a swim meet, that would be the equivalent of what you would see on the scoreboard. I am not updating times. I don't have visibility into real time. Just rely on the data in Meet Mobile after the fact. All right, what else we have going on? And then we'll give you this. So forecast is for it to be very warm later today. It's actually comfortable now. It's in the low 70s. As you can see, a lot of cloud cover. So I think we're very fortunate. Yesterday, we had sun all day. So hopefully this clouds stay in place and keep it reasonable. All right, so since we have a few seconds here, let's do this. So lane 1, left-hand side, if you cross-reference this, that is Ridgewood B there. This is lane 2, Summit B. Lane 3 behind the blocks here, Black Caps, WEY. And then RYA here in lane 4. And then WY, Westfield YMCA here in lane 5. So we're doing overhead start, so I don't have the ability to pan down each time. I just do that at the beginning. All right, here we go. So this is event 2. Again, even numbers all the way through today for the boys. All right, we're underway. And again, I'll just flash this real quick. Here's the lane assignments for the boys. So they're off. Again, this is a 200, 4 swimmers. Everybody swimming a 50 down and back. All right, the chat's open to be friendly and ask. I ask that your comments be respectful. I don't appreciate that. I will be deleting that. All right, second swimmers entering the pool. Again, 50 complete. These swimmers will swim from 50 to 100 meters. If I do say yards, that's just me misspeaking. Meter pools are a little rare in the 25 cents. Few high schools in the area do have pools of their own, like Morristown comes to mind, and that is a meter pool. All right, again, all the information is in Meet Mobile for individual names and so on. All right, so we're back. This is third swimmer entering there. That is lane 4, first to transition. We'll go above, give you a better idea as the swimmers come into the wall. All right, all groups now have their third swimmer. And if we swing to the right-hand side, lane 4 is already turned halfway through his swim. Again, on top right of your screen, that orange text, that is the next group or the next race, in the sense those 6 relay teams will be up next. All right, so that's Ridgewood A team, first to put the 4th swimmer in. And that Ridgewood team is made up of Orski, Grubbs, Pevners, and Balin. And we can see that they've already turned at the right side. So lane 4, lane 1 closest to us. There is a buffer, so that swimmer in the white cap, that is lane 1. Between that lane line and the wall is just a buffer. Let's go back to the finish here. Lane 4 is finished. Again, this is heat 1 of 2. Lane 2, second to the wall. That is the Summit B team. All right, if you're just joining us, we did have
event 2, heat 2.
All right, event 2, heat 2. So the meet did start just a few minutes ago. That was our first race. If you are just joining us at any point, you can pause, rewind, and so on. All right, so now the top right of your screen has been updated. Those are the racers in the next event, which is going to be the younger kids. Sorry. All right. You should see the second of swimmers entering there. That is lanes 4 and then 3, 6, 1, 2, and 5 is our running order. All right, again, lane 4 continues to lead, followed closely by lane 3. Take a look at their right-hand side. Lane 3 shortening up the lead there. Why? Yeah, folks, give me 1 second. That top, yeah, lane 3 is LHY. For some reason, that did not get updated correctly on the top right of your screen. Let me see if I could do something. All right, so here we come into the next transition. Yeah, so for a second, I'm going to shut off top left. So lane 3 here is Lakeland Hills. Lane 4 is Fanwood Scotch Plains. And as you can see now, lane 3 has taken the lead here. And we'll give you a little hone in here. So closest to us, that is Lakeland Hills, green cap. They'll go low time here. Nice job, guys. Big second half for that team. All right, take it a little wider. The rest of the field will be coming into view. Again, this is the final. This is heat 2 of 2 of event number 2. All results will be in Meet Mobile, and that will have the individual names of the relays. That Lakeland Hills team, Kriston, Pina, Lewis, and Zoltek. All right, so the next race is going to be our event 4, which is the 8 and under 100-meter relay. So again, 100 meter, each swimmer swimming 25 meters. So we'll start at this left-hand side, and we will have swimmers in the pool on the right-hand side. All right, so I cleaned it up a little. Top left should be the swimmers in the pool. Those teams go above. Closest to us, Summit B. I guess lane 2 is empty. And as you see on the right-hand side, we have swimmers already in the pool. And they will be starting as the swimmers come to the wall. Here we go. So there's only one heat here for this event number 4. Top right now we'll be getting into the individual races. So the names you see up there are individual swimmers. All right, so that is lane 3, Summit A, first to turn. Transition, sorry. So that's the halfway mark. That's the 3rd swimmer going in. Again, this is a medley relay, so each swimmer is swimming a unique stroke. As you see, we're on the butterfly leg, and then we'll finish right to left on freestyle. So this is our Summit A team coming through the middle of the pool. They'll be finishing on this left-hand side, and then followed by lanes 5 and 4. All right, so behind the blocks, we should see the 3 swimmers that you see in the orange text top right, William, Carter, and Elliott. Left to right, that'll be lanes 2, 3, and 4. All right, this will be event 6. And then from an overhead and lane assignment, this is where the guys are lining up. All right, underway here, event number 6, 100-meter IM individual medley.
We just kicked off event 6. Event 6, heat 1.
This is heat 1 of 8. Now on the top right, you'll see those names get updated. Those are the entries in heat number 2. All right, here are the guys at halfway, breaststroke, and then freestyle. You see the official on the left-hand side behind lane 2 raised her hand. So that's going to indicate she saw an infraction of some sort. Another official will come over. They'll consult and determine if that infraction is worthy of a disqualification. So all the white shirts you see around the pool are the officials. So to the top left of your screen, that extended part of the pool, this pool can be set up in a 50-meter long course configuration, so it would swim from the bottom right of your screen to the top left. Okay, this is lane 2. William Ekman leading him home here. Take a look. William freestyling home, then the other 2 swimmers, Carter and Elliott, coming into your picture. And there's William into the wall. Okay, that was heat 1. Names for heat 2, top right of your screen. You should see these gentlemen behind the blocks in lanes 2 through 5. And here's these swimmers' lane assignments. Should see them left to right here. We're underway. So the couple empty lanes there is just a factor of math. 6-lane pool, depending on the total number of entries, we will have some empty lanes in the early heats. All the heats are seeded slowest to fastest. So the times you see top right of your screen, let me give you a little more real estate. So in that text in the top right, you'll see lane number, last name, comma, first name, age, and then team association. And then the time all the way to the right is the seed time for those swimmers. So the software basically works backwards. It takes the 6 fastest or lowest times, puts them in the last heat, and then works backwards. So that's what, as we progress through, we will see the times go down or improve depending on your view of it. And then the last heat ultimately will be the 6 fastest times coming in. So those are known as seed times. Okay, all swimmers have turned at this point. Why didn't... Yeah, there's something going on. Sorry, folks. That should have updated. Top left should have updated with the current swimmers. There it goes. All right. I'll try and figure out what's going on there. So this is heat 2. Lead swimmer coming into view is lane 3 and 5. Blake in 3, Holden in 5. Really close race. Maybe Holden gets the touch in 5. Next race will be the swimmers on the top right of your screen. We should see them lining up behind the blocks here. So that was heat number 2. All right, and here's their lane assignments. This is heat 3. And we're underway with heat number 3 of 8. Just so nobody trips.
We're on heat 3. Event
It's okay.
6, heat 3.
All right, heat 3 in the pool. Names for heat 4 updated top right of your screen. And now top left are the swimmers in the water. Again, lane 1 closest to us. That is lane 4 leading him out here, Luca. This will be 50 meters complete. And the guys will be at 75 meters on the right-hand wall. Freestyle to go. So if you're not familiar, Meet Mobile is an app for phone or tablet. You can download that, and Summit will be publishing the results free of charge. Sometimes you might require a subscription to get the results. But that's the choice of the host team, and Summit chooses to publish that for free. So after the races are complete, all the times are brought to the table, and they're settled up, if you would, looking for any scratches or any disqualifications and so on. And then they compare the times in the timing system to the backup times or the manual times. I'm sorry, I'll explain that more in a little bit. All right, here we go. Next heat. And we're underway. This is heat 4 in the pool. Names for heat 5, top right of your screen.
We're on heat 4. Event 6, heat 4.
All right, boys are into their backstroke, second leg of this 100 IM. All right, lead swimmer is in lane 4, followed by lane 2. Gio in 4, Eddie in 2. Freestyle to go as they turn on the right-hand wall. Again, this is heat 4 of 8 of event 6. If you are just joining us, you can rewind. This is the third race of the day. We had a couple relays to start. Now we're into the individual. All right, here's the finish. And Gio goes low time here. So behind the blocks should correlate to the names you see on the top right in orange. And then as soon as this race starts, the names will shift around, and I will update with the names of the swimmers in the next heat. All right, now on the top right. Well, all right, with the music coming on, folks, we're going to have a prize given out. So when you hear the music in the background, it's called a hot heat. Swimmer who goes low time in this particular race will get a gift. Yesterday they were T-shirts. We'll take a look, see what they are today. All right, there it is, left hand right there. There's the gift going down. So we'll see who's going to get that T-shirt. Stratton in 2, first to turn, followed by James in 3. All right, I know it's distracting everybody walking by, but trading that off for the ability to get a little face shot, maybe recognize the swimmer of interest. All right, freestyle home. Stratton in 2, slight lead here. Again, first to finish will get a T-shirt. James, big push in 3, but it looked like Stratton. So if you keep an eye behind the blocks, the volunteers with the red shirt, where they going? Where they going? Lane 2. Okay, next heat. So again, stepping up should be the orange text on the top right. That was a little slow. We'll flash the names real quick. Here's who's in the pool. Six is in the pool. Names for 7 are updated top right of your screen. Preston in 3, leading the group out. All right, Preston leading home here, 25 to go in the freestyle. We'll swing back to the start end. Here he is coming home. This will be a finish. All right, that was heat number 6. Here we go at 7. All right, so the official said stand. He saw something. Either somebody wasn't ready or somebody was moving. All right, we're underway here.
All right, this is heat 7, event 6, heat 7.
All right. So 7 is in the pool. The names for 8, the final heat, top right. And then we'll have boys 8 and under, 25-meter freestyle will be the next event. 7 heats there. Lane 4, first to turn, Levi at the 50-meter mark. Whoop. Stay here, catch Levi in the field. Levi in the white cap already off the screen, followed closely by lane 3, Mackenzie. Oh. No. All right, folks, there was a report of lightning, so we'll be clearing the pool. That's the whistles you heard mid-race. And as you see all the lifeguards hopping into action. All right, they're requesting everybody under shelter. So we'll go to the view. It's not raining, but there is lightning in the area, so all right, so staff here is putting their protocol into place, be moving the swimmers away from the pool area.
All right, we must step back from the water and swimmers must go on the grass. We are currently delayed for at least a half hour. Coaches,
right.
could you come to the meet table, please?
So that, if you did not hear that, half hour delay minimum, and yeah, so looking at radar, unfortunately, and pretty unique, there is a storm in the north of us. So if you're not from the area, if you would, we're in north central New Jersey, kind of halfway between Newark Airport and Morristown, New Jersey. Morristown, not Morristown, northern. And there's a storm that just crossed the state line coming down from New York. It's pretty unique scenario. And while it's not directly in the area, there is significant amount of lightning coming down. So we'll need to move away. We'll keep the stream up and update you shortly.
Glad I gave your son a shout out. You guys say to get it in before all this.
All right, folks, this is Mike Comic Guy Sports. Unfortunately, with the weather that's coming in, the decision was made to cancel the meet at this point. They're clearing everybody out of the facility. So if you are in the area and responsible for driving, please hop in your cars if you have not heard. Again, sorry, can't control Mother Nature, and this is the pro and con of having an outdoor meet. But I apologize. Nothing the staff here can do. It's taking precaution, and it actually is just starting to drizzle here. So we're going to shut down, get wrapped up, and hopefully we'll see you in the future at another meet. Again, this is Mike Comic Guy Sports. We'll see you